Don't forget, the What Are You Doing podcast is now on every major podcast media platform, such as Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and many more. From all of us here at the What Are You Doing podcast, thank you for listening, and let's get to the show. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another episode of What Are You Doing? Okay, dude. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do this right now. I don't want to do it. But I'm doing it because I'm supposed to be doing it because it's my show and it hasn't been out. So, okay. So first off, had a rash on my eye. Couldn't do the podcast. Sorry. Too vain. Couldn't do it. Also, the rash on my eye made it was a whole thing. But anyway, and now I have a cold. I have a sniffy nose. Might be the Rona. Don't know. Okay? Just saying. I'm washing my hands with it. I'm just saying, washing my hands with it. What do we got here, dude? Hey, guess what? Hey.
Not doing it.
And then also, on top of all that, so on top of those two things happening, which got a cold, so I sound like the lady off of King of Queens, and that's not cool because I'm not a Scientologist. Anyway, either way, okay. So this past weekend, on I think it was Sunday, in the town right next to my town, I live in Racine, Kenosha's right there. Another black dude gets shot by the cops. Okay, 7 times in the back. Okay. So in the video, now I saw the video, burned in my brain forever. Hey, where is it?
Oops.
Don't watch the videos when they come out. Probably not a good idea. But, okay, so the guy's walking. He's walking kind of fast. You know what I mean? Obviously, the cops didn't want him moving, and he decided to move anyway. Okay, now, that's the argument from a bunch of people. Oh, he should have followed directions. Okay, well, guess what? Didn't. Also, people who don't follow directions don't need to die. Just saying. So, like, he's walking towards the car. He's got his 2 kids in the car. So, walking towards the car, is about to get into the car and grab something or whatever. So the cops obviously thought he's going to grab a weapon. They shot him in the back 7 times. Now, I don't know about you, but usually you taser. And now, dude, there's so much stuff going on, so I don't even know. So what I heard was that they tried to tase him and it didn't work. Okay, well, all right. So they tried to tase him and it didn't work. Now, you have more tasers. So you tased him once. You have more tasers. You can try more tasers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tasers. Fine, dude. You know what? Tase me 12 times. I'm good with it. If I'm being hard to deal with, tase me 6 times. Shoot me in the back once.
Oops.
Now I'm mad. Shoot me in the back twice.
Oops.
That's a crime. Shoot me in the back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. That's what happened. You know what I mean? Shoot me in the back 7 times. Something's wrong. You weren't trained correctly. That's where I'm at. So like, okay, so these cops are obviously afraid of something that he might have in his car. Okay, got it. But if they were trained correctly, he wouldn't have gotten to that door. Period. He wouldn't have even gotten there. And for them to not be okay, so now I don't know anything about about combat training, but I do know that if I didn't want someone to go somewhere, a good tackle will do.
Oops.
That's what I know. A hot tackle could get you where you need to be. Now, does he have a knife on him? That's what they said he might. He might not. I don't know. Even if he did have a knife on him, one hot tackle, get up real quick. What else can you do? You know, that's where I stand on this whole thing. Like, just one hot tackle should have been fine. 2 hot tackles, 1 hot tackle and a guy in the legs. Maybe a figure 4 leg lock. Just saying. Maybe not shot in the back 7 times. I think that was an egregious, thing to do, and it was excessive, and that shouldn't have happened. Now, the next day, so that happens all the time. People get mad about it. Happens all the time. That happens now because of the George Floyd case. Things are running hot. So then, what happens is the entire city of Kenosha goes completely insane the next day. So they burn down almost everything awesome. Okay, so there's that. Now, I want to know how people feel about that. Put it in the comments. If you're listening to on social media, feel free to email us at whatareyoudوingpodcast@gmail.com. But personally, what's happening is like these things keep happening. Now, whether that guy was a good guy or a bad guy, okay, it was still a crazy amount of force on one person, and the fact that he's alive is insane. But then they start burning stuff down. Now, the reason this is happening is because they're saying something, keeps happening. They're screaming something, keeps happening. They're protesting, keeps happening. What's next? You know what I mean? What is next? If you were in a room with one other person for 2 days straight, and you were 2 months straight, let's say 2 months straight, and they wouldn't talk to you. They refused to talk to you. So then you try more things. So maybe you poke them, still won't talk to you. And then you're starting to go crazy because this person isn't talking to you, and it's just you two in the room, stuck in there for 2-3 months. Now what? You maybe slap him around a little bit. Hey, come on, man. Can you please fucking talk to me? And then, out of rage, you know what I mean? To get a rise out of something, because they've gotten a rise out of them, us, whatever you want to call it. I'm half black, so I get it. But the thing is they're not listening. And that's why these things are happening. That's why these businesses are burning down. That's why all this stuff is happening. They're not listening. Now, am I saying it's justified to just go burn down buildings that you have no idea who even owns those buildings? No. I don't think it's a good idea. If I were out there, I'd be like, hey guys, stop the burning, please, real quick. But do I understand why it's happening? Yes. And for people who don't feel like they'll ever really be heard, and that's the only way that they can get coverage on their cause, then dude, like, what else are you gonna do? And it's the fact that they don't know the correct avenues to get what they are just looking for, which is basic civil rights. So, I guess moving forward, I don't even know what to do. Like, if this keeps happening, what can you do? What can you do? And I don't know. I didn't even want to do this because I knew I had to talk about it, and I didn't want to talk about it because it sucks. Because it sucks. Because now, me being me, the dude that you guys all know, I'm driving with my wallet on my dashboard because if I get pulled over, I don't want to reach for anything right now. You know what I mean? And like, that fucking sucks. It doesn't suck to have to put my wallet on my dashboard, okay? That doesn't suck. Easy to do. But what sucks is the fact that I feel like I have to. And that I'm afraid to drive my car on some days. Especially that day. I was terrified to go out and drive my car. And everybody else is worried about that. Now, I don't worry about it that often because I'm kind of disconnected from like most race stuff because I'm mixed and I wasn't really raised as white or black. So I forget sometimes what I look like. I forget sometimes what people might think of me because of how I look. But there are times where it comes up and I go, oh shit, yeah, duh. This is me too. I need to, I need to be more careful about what I'm doing and what I'm saying or who I'm hanging out with and things like that. So it fucking sucks. And that's really all I have to say about it. And I didn't want to bring down this podcast at all, but the thing is I had to. And our guest today, we're just going to get to the guest now. Our guest today is an old friend of mine from a long time ago. You'll hear us say it in the podcast. Patrick, he lives out in LA. Him and I used to skateboard together. Now he's doing some stuff with film. He's doing some stuff here and there. He kind of tells us about his journey of moving out to LA and just kind of barely making it by, and finally finding a spot, and then get the spot gone, and finally finding a spot, and just his endurance out there to keep going is really impressive, and the story is pretty fun. And we also talk a little bit about how I do what I do, what I do and stuff, because the interview was for his class. So he interviewed me a bit and I interviewed him, and it was really fun. So let's get into that right now, and then we'll go back and get into the 5 Facts Smackdown. Thank you guys so much for listening. Here's Patrick.
Did it work?
Yes, it did. Cool. All right. What's up, man?
Chilling, man. Just trying to get this schoolwork done.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in sound design class this month, and he's having us interview someone that does their own podcast. So I'm like,
oh, hi.
How's
it going? Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, what's your name, bro?
My name's Lucas Webb, and I have my own podcast, I guess. I mean, you know me from way back, dude. Like,
way back.
Way so far back that I don't even I was like probably 9 the first time I met you. Maybe 11.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 31.
31. Be 34 this year.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I don't even know. I was young. Like, I was living at my ma's, probably bought my second skateboard ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you were skating around Elmwood, right?
Yeah, so I was in middle school.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Yeah. That's wild. It's weird. It's because I haven't seen you in how many years?
Shit, man. It's got to be over a decade.
Right. And you've been
at least
out in California for a while now?
Yeah, I've been here for like 6 years now.
Shit. What's it like over there?
I ain't seen you in almost 20 years, man.
Really?
15. I don't know.
Get the fuck out. Oh, can I
Dude, have you ran, like, before I moved here, did you run into me at any bar?
Nah, not really.
So I'm saying, I don't even remember running you at any local bars.
Yeah, I have no idea. So like, I'm sorry, I had to mute my Facebook or whatever. But yeah, so it's been like forever.
And then you've been doing music for how long now?
Dude, I mean, since I was like 13 or something. So yeah, I'm like 31. Math? Can you math? You're in school. I'm not even gonna try. But
I don't have enough fingers.
A bunch of years, like forever.
Yeah.
It's what I do.
And then you're in a band?
No, I have my own solo stuff. It's Techon, Techon. It's like it's pop music.
Okay.
Not like old Justin Bieber pop music, but like Post Malone, like kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
And then how'd you transition to start the podcast?
I started the podcast before this. Well, I mean
before the music?
No. I haven't been doing it that long, but honestly, like, dude, meeting people is really difficult. Like meeting people that are doing like dope. Can I swear on this?
Do your thing, bro.
Okay. Anyway, meeting people that like do dope shit is super hard to do because they're busy. Like, one, they're busy. Two, they're like, who are you? Right. So like, the only way I could meet people that are doing awesome things is to make a platform for them to be on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So in order for me to grow, like, I got to be around people that are really balling and like really grinding. And like, to meet those people, you can't just go up to somebody and be like, hey man, I see that you're doing great things. Do you want to hang out and have a beer and talk for an hour? They're like, I have no idea who you are. Nor some guys, like, especially if they're like really going really hard, they're like, I don't have time like that. But if you
Mhm.
give someone a platform, they'll jump on and they'll talk to you. So
That's nice.
I figured I'd do it that way. And like now I got, all these contacts, people that I consider people that I can talk to that I
Right.
would never have been able to talk to before.
How
And
long
that's
has it
like,
been now since you've been doing it?
God, like 3 years or something. Like,
Okay,
yeah, about 3 years. We're on like episode 160 or something like that.
that's cool. And then how do you? So you just pick like you just message people that you would like to talk to, basically.
Right. Like anybody I see that's doing something that I want to know about, I just message them. And usually if you say you have a platform or somewhere where they can show off their talent, they're all for it.
Like it hasn't been an issue getting
Not
people.
once. Not once.
Huh.
Even people that I thought would never email me back. Like I had this producer on named Joel. He has been producing huge bands for a long time. He's transferring into doing some more pop mixing and stuff, but he's been a producer for like huge bands. And I was just like, I'll shoot him an email, see what happens. No problem. Hit me back. He was like, let's do it. And he came on. And that was a dude that unless I had money, there was no way I was going to talk to that guy, you know?
Right.
And he had no problem with it. He just wanted to talk. So,
That's cool. And
yeah.
then how do you? Is there? How's it? What are some ways to monetize online that you figured out?
Well, YouTube, you can monetize after 1,000 subs, straight up.
What's that mean?
Like if you get 1,000 subscribers on your
Mhm.
channel, you can monetize. So you can throw ads on every video that you got.
Okay.
So, and then on top of that, sponsors. So, like any local business right now, especially right now, they're looking for people to come to their business. Like especially right now, because they're like, no one's coming in, restaurants and things like that.
Hmm.
So I hit up local businesses a couple years back, and they all said okay. So they pay a certain amount for some of them do it by stream. So like I give them numbers and they pay me by stream. Some of them paid me a base amount for the month, and then we just go from there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And
It's just
then since you mentioned sponsors, you probably you probably have a bunch of views, huh?
yeah, I mean it depends. So like podcasts, YouTube don't do well. Nobody wants to watch a podcast unless, like there's famous people on there that they just want to look at. But
Right.
people like to listen. So like downloads are different than YouTube streams or something. So like we get like 1,800 downloads a week, but then on the YouTube side we get like 50 plays. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because as far as podcast goes, like people put it on Spotify or they put it on a podcast app and just listen to it. They don't want to waste their battery at work all day. You know what I mean?
hmm.
So, uh, so as far as like streams go, like 1,800 a week or something like that, it's not a huge podcast, but those people keep coming back and it keeps growing. You know what I mean? The podcasting game is a grind unless you're
Is it
famous.
hard?
No, not at all, dude. Not at all. Like you literally record what we're recording right now.
Hmm.
I bounce it down into audio, put it on my website, and my website just gives it to everybody. Like you just have to set up this thing called an RSS feed, and your website will just give it to Spotify and all the podcast apps. Like it just shows up there, no problem. All I had to do is spend like $120 a year on a website, and I'm good.
Huh.
Yeah,
And
it's
then the people you choose, like you take notes what you want to talk about, or you freestyle, or what's your process when you do it?
I mean, I like if they're a musician, I listen to some of their tracks. If they're like I had a chiropractor on once, so like I had to know what that meant. You know what I mean? But that's really it. Like I just go for it. Like I don't. I'm not gonna do research. I want them to tell me what's going on because if I do a bunch of research and they know already what's going on, then the audience doesn't get the connection. So I want to learn at the same time the audience is learning about that person, so that instead of me just knowing stuff and then it's almost like we know each other too well for anything to actually be learned.
Yeah.
So if I ask all the questions that I want to ask, I'm sure the audience is going to want those same questions. And if they have different ones, then I put the links in the description for whoever they are, and they can feel free to talk to them afterwards.
What's your what's your target audience that you've like noticed?
Well, I do a lot of musicians, obviously. Like I have a lot of musicians, local musicians on. So
Mhm.
a lot of the people listening are people that found me through one of those local musicians. So we talk about music a ton, but then just random people who have a day job and don't really have anything after that, or if they're going to school, or people that are on commute, like people that just live normal lives.
Like more adults.
Right, right. But they're not out playing shows, or they're not trying to bring any attention to themselves. Those are the people who really like to listen to stuff like this because they don't want to do any of it, but they like to hear about it. You know what I mean? Just like people like to watch the Kardashians. You know what I mean? Like it's just entertainment.
Mm-hmm. And then, my bad. Is your the podcast the same name as the music, right?
No, no, no. So the music is under Tech On, and then the podcast is "What are you doing?" with an exclamation point instead of a question mark, just because
Okay.
there was a few with a question mark already, and I was like, I'm not changing the name. Like, but it's "What are you doing?" with an exclamation point, and like I said, we have mostly musicians on, a lot of just people from random walks of life. I just bring them in and I just talk to them. Like, it's really just a chill, kick it kind of deal. It's not.
Mhm.
I'm not really interviewing anybody. It's just having a good time, and then if some info comes out,
You're
then
still in Racine?
yeah, yeah.
Or where we're at in Racine?
Uh, right by Horlick,
Oh, where?
on the north side
Yeah,
or
yeah.
mid side. I'm not sure. People say this is the north side. I don't think so because racing goes way the hell that way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like I don't whatever, but yeah, like I'm over by Horlick, but like I get a lot of people between Milwaukee and Kenosha. By the way, Kenosha, oops.
I know, man. That's what I was about to bring up. Since because for some reason, I thought you were in Cali. I don't know why.
Because I told you I was going to be out there, and
Uh,
then life happened, and I didn't go.
okay.
Yeah,
Were you planning on moving?
yeah, I was,
I was gonna say I thought you lived here, and then I went on your profile to message you. I was like, wait, still says he lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I do still live in Wisconsin. I mean, there's gonna come to a point that I'm gonna be out there because I love like I don't want to call it show business because like you're not gonna see me in a play. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do a musical, but like I like this kind of stuff. I like entertainment. You know what I mean? And having being able to talk to people out there would be great. I mean,
Right.
the Zoom thing's cool, but like I like to be with somebody, like hang out with them and have a whole day and do an interview. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
there's at some point I'm going to be out there, but finances are a little crazy, especially right now. So it's going to be a bit before I can get all that together.
Dude, if you'd be interested, shoot, I might be able to get you Greg Lutzka on.
Who?
Greg Lutzka,
Really?
the pro skater.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
He
I don't
would,
see why he wouldn't. He's from Milwaukee. He lives in LA. I don't see why he wouldn't do a Zoom.
dude. That would be
I'm
awesome.
just saying, I'm around these people,
Right, right.
maybe.
Are you still skating?
Yeah, man. Every Sunday.
Really? That's
Every
church.
Sunday, bro.
That's church.
With work and school, man, and then the lack of skate friends, I guess. But I
Yeah.
have a lot of skate friends, but like people that call and be like, "Hey, let's meet up every day." That
Right.
not too many. But Sunday, everyone meets up at this one spot, and it's cool.
So what? Okay, so I'm 31, and
Hmm.
well, people say that between 29 and like 32 are like a guy's like straight up prime. Hey, not true. So not true. My
No,
shit hurts, dude.
I never heard that.
Yeah, well, because like you can build muscle and you can build yourself up. You know what I mean? Like you can get in the best shape of your life
Yeah.
in your early 30s. But I don't feel like that's real because like my whole shit always hurts now.
Well, yeah, and like jump. When you're younger. you can jump off the top of a fence
Right. No
and just
problem.
roll it out. It ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you fall heavier nowadays. Like,
Right. Like nothing's the same. So
yeah,
like with you skating, like, because you've been skating for since I've known you.
yeah, forever, man.
So, but like now, are you like, man, I really hope I don't fall today. Like,
I just don't want to fall no more.
right, right,
I never really wanted to fall. I was just willing.
right. But now
Yeah,
it's kind of there's like a
it's like, because you know, you've seen me skate rails before.
yeah,
Rails, like, I'm like, I look at a handrail and I know, like, I could do it.
right, right.
You
There's like
know, like, but
there's this new old
it's
man
different
devil
too,
on your
man. It's
back.
different because now we're adults. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody.
True, true.
You know, when you're a little kid, you just want to prove everything to everybody, you know?
Dude, even 18, 19, like, dude, I would do anything, you know?
Yeah, especially, I don't know if you remember Adam Shepard. That's who put me on a skateboard. But I remember this one time in particular, like, there's these stairs downtown Racine, man, and they had like a sidewalk gap. It was like a 5 stair with a little sidewalk gap. And I'm like, dude, I think I could do it. There wasn't that much runway. Adam's
Right,
like, it's not possible.
right,
I'm like, dude, I can do it.
right,
It's like, not possible. There's not enough runway. I fucking did it.
right,
So then it's like, told you.
right,
But now he see possibility. Now he want to do it now too.
right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
But I
like
don't. Yeah, I don't really have that. If you say I can't do it, I don't really have that fire no more to prove you wrong.
yeah, it's like I don't know, maybe I can't. I'm not gonna try right now. Like, I'm not gonna try right now. I gotta work at 7 a.m. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna chill right here and just kind of do a couple 360s or something.
Mentality is definitely different when you get older. I
Yeah,
noticed a lot of people that used to skate in their teens and early 20s, and they if they didn't make it to pro, they quit in their 30s and they
right,
focus on career. And then I noticed when they're doing their career through their 30s, when they get to 40, now they want to pick back up the board.
right. Because
You know,
like
I'm
they got
noticing
it
that
all
a lot of
down.
40
Either
year
they
olds
made
picking
it,
it back up.
yeah, or like either they made it where they needed to in their career, and they're like, oh, I'm the manager at the thing. Let's, now I'm bored. Or they're like, this all really sucks. Like, I thought I
Yeah,
wanted all this, but this blows every
I
single
think
day.
that's what it is.
So like now I'm gonna hop back on it and bust a hip out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I me and skating, like, I loved skating and it was great for a long time. But like I just I found music and it was like, all right, dude, this is it. Like, this is what I'm doing now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, when you first fall in love with something, I felt with skating, I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the fact that I had brothers outside of my family. You know what I mean? Like, we'd all get together, we'd all have fun, we'd get hurt together, we'd sweat together, we'd all try new things, and it was competitive. But then with music, it's like it's a completely different vibe. Like, it's it's not really all that competitive. I mean, it can be, but the creativity is what I thrive on. So like being able to make something out of nothing is the part that I like the best, and that's why I ended up not
And I
stop
think
skating. You know?
since we're from Racine and the skate culture wasn't as big there as it is here, like the way we were raised is like sports and stuff. So when we get on a skateboard, we still brought that sports mentality with it almost
Oh yeah,
because we just grew up skating the skate park and like, you know, it's like there was it's way more artistic out here, I feel like, and
really?
creative. Where back home growing up skating is just like competing.
Right,
Kickflip yet? Oh no, you suck.
right. That's
You
exactly
know?
how it is.
Yeah, and it's not like that out here. I noticed. So I think it's just because it's the Midwest.
It's it's anywhere that it gets cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just it keeps you like this weird savage kind of person. Like everybody here, like the as far as competition goes, like this area in general, like anything you do, it's like it's a competition. Like, who's better at this? Who's better at that? And it's like, can we just can we breathe? You know what I
I've
mean?
never even heard youngsters out here talk like that.
Yeah, and that's wild.
Never. I've never overheard them like politicking who's better than who, or oh, that crew's here today. We don't like them. I've never heard none of that stuff that I've heard when I was young.
Yeah, and like it's just because I feel like I've only visited LA like twice, but at the same time, I feel like I caught the vibe out there, and also I listen to a lot of shows that come out from out there, and it just feels like the fact that you can go out every single day. It's a beautiful day, almost all the time, and do whatever you want to do makes everyone just kind of have like a better feeling or just more
Bad, man. It's getting bad out here
as far as what?
as far as just like the niceness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, the homeless problem is getting crazy. It's
Yeah,
already been crazy, but it's even gnarlier now.
really.
Yeah, that corona and just everything, man. Like, dude, my mom come and visit me, and she's like, she's bummed. Like, like she got to walk over piss stains on the sidewalk.
Right, right,
Don't nobody want to go on vacation, bro, and go to Hollywood for vacation and then see people living in the tents.
right, right.
You
Which is
know,
everywhere out there.
it's horrible. It's horrible. But like, if you was to move out here, it's like, and you come out here with the intentions to your entertainment, the podcast, and all this stuff, you're accidentally, purposely like creating a bubble where the only time you see that nonsense is when you step out of your bubble.
Right, right,
You go to the store and you're like, oh,
right.
yeah. But
So,
like even Venice Beach, man, Venice Beach is tourists. It used to be. Dude, the bums are taking that over too.
but all right. So the thing is like people move out to LA for lots of reasons. Pretty girls move out there to be actresses or models or whatever. Dudes move out there to be either actors or just make some bank. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
whatever the case is, and then you get out there and you find out that like the people that are in it aren't that great of people. You probably can't handle it. Like some people just can't handle like how savage people are when they're making that kind of money.
I can only speak for Racine, man, but we ain't taught how to network and socialize with people like that.
Right.
So, I bet a lot of those people that move out here for the dream, they thought all they had to do was fly here.
Right. Right. And someone's
Now
just gonna
flying here is
notice
just
you.
the first step, bro.
Right.
Now
And
it's grind time. Now it's figuring out who you relate. Who's who.
right. Because like
Millions of people.
in Racine, like you could be the best skater in Racine. Easy.
Easy.
You could be the
But you can count
prettiest.
the skaters on your hands too.
What?
But you can count the
Oh,
skaters on
dude.
your hands.
Right, exactly. Or like you could be the prettiest girl and best actress in Racine, easy. But then you go out to LA and you're like, oh, all the best of all the small towns are out here.
Yeah.
Shit, you know?
Yeah. It could either make you or break you.
Right,
Because either way, like if it breaks you, that's unfortunate. But it you could grow as a person. Like, yeah, you're the popular kid in Racine and you come out here and no one gives a fuck. That could break you.
right,
That could really hurt your feelings, like, or you can learn from it. Like, damn, my ego was too high.
right. And now I'm coming out here and like everyone's better than me. What do I do? Like you surround yourself with those people. You make sure that all those people are your friend. And like are you the bottom guy on the totem pole? And like do you have to kind of eat shit for a little while? Sure. You know what I mean? But like I my favorite thing is to have people around me that are better than me
Right.
at something. You know what I mean? Like when someone's really, really good at something, that person is gonna be my friend, and unless they don't want to, obviously. But like those are the people that I like to keep around me. And like a lot of people don't have that mentality. They're like, oh, dude, like I'm not the best. Like I got to get out of here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
And then the rent's expensive, bro. It's like, dude, it's starting. The rent keeps going up and up, like damn near every month, bro. Like studios are 1,200.
whoa, a studio,
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing lower than 1,200.
dude. I got a 2-bedroom house for $700.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And guess how much minimum wage here is? So studio is 1,200. Guess what minimum wage is?
Like,
13.25.
how?
Doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Can't afford a studio with minimum wage here. It
Right.
doesn't add up.
That I wish I could math, but I can't.
Dude,
Yeah, that's not good.
I'll bust my calculator out because that's dude. It doesn't add up. It's like what, 40 hours a week
Yeah,
times 13.25. That's 530 times 4,
right.
21.20.
Yeah, but then you take almost half of that out for tax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the rent's 1,200.
right. So
You gotta prove you make 3 times the amount of rent a month.
so that's why there's so many homeless people.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's getting bad.
So like how have you been surviving? You've been there for how long?
Dude, I came out here bogus because I came out here with no bread. I came out here with my homie ZBT.
Okay.
And then this chick picked me up at the airport that I met on the internet. And then I get in the car and man, she's bigger than I expected her to be. I'm like, whoa, what am I getting myself into? You know?
Yeah.
And I thought she had a crib. She didn't have a crib. She lived at her mom's. So I'm like, now I'm out in LA. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm like hitting people up. And then she's paying for hotels for the first 2 weeks I was out here.
Wow.
And then after the 2 weeks, I found this website called couchsurfing.org, dude. And I just copied and pasted the same messages on like everyone's shit. And finally some people bit the bait and I found another place to lay my head down for a couple of days. And finally found a spot in Santa Ana in Orange County, bro, at this family's house. They just was like holding me down, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And then I got a job because as soon as I got a consistent roof over my head, I'm like, I can get a job.
Right.
Like, cool. Got a job. In my head, I'm like, cool, man. I'm going to get a spot.
Right.
You know, I'm going to find a bedroom, get out of dude's space.
Right.
Get fired. You know?
Right.
Fuck, get another job. And then I started going on the weekends. I got this other job, but on the weekends, I started taking the bus to Long Beach. And I fell in love with Long Beach. I met some cool people. So my intentions were to find a place in Long Beach and then just commute to work in Orange County.
Right.
And I met some cool people and I ended up spending nights on weekends with my new friends or whatever. And then I get fired from that job, get laid off. So I go to Long Beach that weekend and I'm venting to dude like, man, shit, I can't catch a break, you know?
Right. Right.
And then he was just like, dude, you can move in with us and just pay me $400 a month, dude, and just get a job here. I was like, cool. So then I just moved all my shit, bro. Because I was living with, it was a husband, wife, and their 1-year-old in the bedroom, and then it was me and my homie in the living room.
What?
In Santa Ana. Yeah, dude.
That's weird, dude. That's.
I had to get out of there. Like I
Right.
had to, like I didn't. You know, I appreciated having a roof over my head, and I appreciate the help, but I had to get out of there.
Right. Right.
So I finally made it to Long Beach. Work, cool, man. Everything was smooth, man. I stayed there probably for like a year. And then dude wanted to move in with some other heads and I just couldn't find a place in time. And then I ended up in Koreatown in LA with I found some skaters that were actually from Milwaukee. They're 10 years younger than me, but we knew each other. They're like, hell yeah, Pat, you could, blah, blah, blah. They're all geeked because they knew me from back home.
Right. That's the shit.
So then I ended up just staying with them for like a year and I ended up trimming weed and I don't know. It'd be like I'm getting somewhere and then they laid me off on the trimming because when it got legal here on the 1st of whatever year that shit got passed, all these new laws got into place and the weed shop that I was trimming for didn't want to pay for the license to have trimmers in their dispensary.
Okay.
Because all their grow was up north anyway. So they're just like, we're just going to trim it up north.
Right.
So they laid us all off. So it's like, that happened, and then they moved. They moved out. The one homie, he moved back home, and then the other homie just moved. Like they just moved, and then I was stuck again. Like, damn, where am I gonna go?
Right.
You know? And then now I'm at this other chick's crib that I met like a couple years back. She's been helping me out,
Man.
but I don't know. I've been making money now, so it's like I just looked at a bedroom yesterday, so I'm just hoping they give me a chance and get up in there.
Right, right. Man. So like why now I'm not asking you
I
why.
don't have no credit.
No, 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 no. My question is what in you is making you not come home?
Oh man, I don't want to live there.
Right. Okay. That's solid. That's a solid that's
Yeah, man, I don't want to say I don't like the people, man. I don't like the perception. I don't like if I had an idea, if I want to do something outside the box, and you know, you're not supposed to tell people what you want to do, but if I did, they can't even see the possibility.
yeah.
Where if I tell somebody here an idea, they'd be like, "Damn, that's dope."
Right.
Like it's just the winner. You know, I don't like the winner.
Nobody does. Like
You know, that's another reason why it's so expensive out here too, man. Because it's like, dude, you can go to Laguna Beach, man. You can go to they have a lot of amenities.
right.
You know, because Sunday skateboarding, just the skate culture. That's probably what it is too, man. And I'm learning how to make movies right now. I'm trying to work on movies, so that's LA.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
just because like after, a lot of people, if they go through like all the stuff that you just listed off, even if they go through the first half of that, they'd be like, "I'm going fucking home. Like I'm out
I
of here."
know, I know, because they ain't. Yeah, you gotta have tough skin.
Right. So like I was just wondering like what it was that was that's keeping you there. Not saying you shouldn't be. I think it's admirable that you stay and you
I honestly feel like I'm in the best city in the country.
right.
There's not no other city that I'd move to. If I move anywhere else, I'm gonna go look into like Barcelona or something.
Right. Somewhere like that's sort of the same.
Somewhere else,
Right.
different
Right.
country.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not moving to a different state or city. Mm-mm.
So are you're in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Man.
I finally made it to LA.
Yeah, yeah.
From Orange County to Long Beach to LA.
That's a shit, man. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I did end up getting my own spot before this chick helped me out because when those boys moved out, I did end up finding a bedroom with this gay Asian guy nurse that
Okay. Gay
that
Asian
was
guy nurse. Got it.
interesting. And we had a one bedroom, but it was cool, bro, because he worked third shift
Right.
and slept during the day, so I felt like I had my own studio for $500 a month.
Right, right. That's what's up.
But dude, hey, that fool would bring home men, bro, and
Oh
like,
yeah.
but like paying them. He
Oh,
was tricking.
that's weird.
He was getting prostitutes.
Was he,
So I'm sitting on the couch, like I'm sitting how I am right now on my computer because I'm on YouTube a lot. Like I'm always on my computer.
right.
And then like the door behind me, that's how it was at the apartment because I'd be on the couch on my computer. They would walk in and then go straight to his room and I know what they're doing.
Right, right.
But they were never loud. But I know he'd be paying them because he told me.
Man.
He
That
fell in love with one of them. He was telling me because we had some drinks one night and he was telling me. And I'm like, dog, you pay and you can't, bro. Like, I mean, I felt bad and I had to tell him, like, yo, no.
right, right. Like
You know,
what?
because if it was the other way around, if you're paying for a girl but you fell in love with her, it's like I'll tell you the same thing.
Right, right. Without a doubt. It's like
Yeah, it's the
it's
same thing.
money. Like that's crazy.
You can't pay for love, bro.
No, and like what like if you do it right, it's free. Like like what did he not have any swag? Did he not have any like he had no game at all? He was like I got money.
He was weird, man. He did this weird shit in the bathroom. Like, dude, it was fucking weird. He'd be doing that shit for like 20 minutes straight.
Okay. Okay. So
I'd be like, dude, what is he doing in there?
well,
It sounded like he was putting his finger down his throat or something.
oh, he might have been throwing up. Was he a skinny fella?
I don't know what he was doing. I don't.
Weird. Well,
But
you've
yeah,
lived,
that was
you've
probably the
lived like
most
10 lives.
interesting person I've ever lived with in my life, bro. It's crazy.
Maybe,
That was in Hollywood. I lived in Hollywood for a year.
and that, dude, that sounds about right. Like,
Yeah, and then I
that's a
just
weird
came to
place.
school because my school's in Hollywood.
And what are you going for?
I'm getting my bachelor's in directing.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on.
Hopefully, man, some more months, man. Graduate in March next year. So
That's what's up. Is that, I
hurry
mean,
up.
is school expensive out there, or do you get some grants or something?
I got a couple grants, but it didn't cover the whole thing. I got to get one of those loans.
Yeah, like we're old now, so we can get free schooling. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's the same out there, but like in Wisconsin, like being 30 and I can just be like, "Hey man, I want to go to school." And they'll be like, "Okay, come on in." You
mhm.
know?
Yeah, man, it's cool. You know, all the like rough little patches these years or whatever. Dude, I was really, when I started at school, man, that's basically I was looking forward to that every day, just going in that building every day and somewhere to be and like, you know,
Right. Like
meeting new
some
people,
consistency.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
And
said
I
you're
couldn't
gonna
find a job at the time, so I'm like, fuck it, man, I'm going to school. They'll accept me,
that's what's up.
you know,
Yeah.
learn something new.
That man, I'm just glad to see, like, after however many years, I'm just glad to see you're doing good. Like that's the shit. Like, because
Yeah, I'm all right.
it's very rare that like two people, like I haven't seen you in I don't even know how long, and like we're still friends on Facebook somehow we're talking, you know what I mean? It's goofy, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I seen you.
It had to have been like,
I know you didn't have long hair.
nah, so I was 14 or 15, because
Right.
I've had long hair for the last 15 years.
Hmm.
Wild.
Yeah, I don't even know. Have you ever was at Smoked on the Water?
I've been there a couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I would have saw you, I would have said hi to you. You know what I mean?
Where?
Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't be like, "Oh, there's Patrick. Bye." You know what I mean? I would have said something.
for sure.
Yeah. And this is for a class?
Yeah.
Well, what?
Yeah, I gotta throw it in the editing in Premiere and just edit the questions and the answers and just hand it in.
Oh, that's what's up. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm putting this whole thing raw on my podcast. I'm not even gonna edit. I don't edit anything, so I just put it up. Whoop.
It ain't a podcast if you edit, right?
I mean, it is. Some people edit theirs. I just don't. You know?
I figured if you edit it, it's just radio.
Yeah. I mean, kind of, but some people do. I just don't, because if you don't like it, don't listen. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Oh yeah, so I guess for real, podcast is just audio, no visual.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts. I don't think I've ever listened to podcasts.
Really?
Nah, I think because I used to tell people, no, I watch them. You can't
Right.
watch podcasts.
Well, you can. I mean, like mine goes up in video form, the exact same way it goes in audio, except for, I mean, obviously there's video to it.
Because
But
I watch the Breakfast Club and shit, but that's not a podcast.
is it? I thought it was. I thought like they're radio though, right? They're on XM.
Radio.
Okay, yeah. Then
It's so similar.
yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, except for you don't have nearly as many laws on podcasts. Like you can do whatever you want.
Right.
You can like do and say anything you feel like saying.
Hmm. Oh, I do listen to the skateboard one, the Nine Club. You listen to that?
I've watched it a couple times. Like I saw it on YouTube. I wasn't sure if it was just a YouTube show or if it was a podcast or not. But
They got it on Spotify and all that, but I just watched it on YouTube.
yeah, I've seen. I saw Tony Hawk on there, obviously, and then I saw somebody else. Bam was on it, and it just showed up on my feed, and I watched it.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah,
Dude got big.
dude, he's not doing too great. He's not. I mean, he's sober now, which is great, but he's gotta get back into shape.
Dude, the other day, You know what I walked past, bro? I was in Hollywood. I was walking around just on some bored shit, man. And Steve-O's ass duct taped himself to a billboard.
Yeah.
And he's just chilling.
Yeah, that
As
sounds
I'm
about right.
walking through, I see all these people. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look up. Dude's taped to a billboard. I'm like, I'm going home.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
That's what's up. He has a great podcast, by the way. If you ever want to listen to something that's like just crazy stories, he has a
Oh, yeah.
really good podcast. It's called Wild Ride with Steve-O.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really good. It's on YouTube too, so like you could watch it on there.
Oh, they film it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Good looking, bro.
yeah,
Shit, I hope I pass this bitch ass class.
yeah.
It's been so hard because we're not going in the building now. Everything's on Zoom, so my classes be long as is. I'm stuck in the crib 8:30 to 3:30,
Ugh.
and then however long the homework takes me,
Right,
because I can't plug in nowhere else.
right.
Can't even go to a coffee shop and plug in now.
Right. So you're just at home all day, every day.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to go outside. So I've been slacking on a lot of my assignments because I want to get air.
Right.
Yeah. So, but all the classes are only 4 weeks long. So this is the last week. So I gotta hurry up and get these shits in.
Right. Well, I mean, good luck with that, man.
But yeah, I was crying to him because I'm like, why are you making us interview someone that does a podcast? It's a sound class. I should just be able to interview anybody I want.
Right.
And if I'm focusing on the audio,
Right.
Oh,
which, by the way, if you want to make your own podcast, this is a great mic for it. This is a SM7B. It's a great mic for it. That's like what Rogan uses, and your mom's house used to use it. Like a bunch of big podcasters.
Do you know anything? Do you know anything about drones?
Yeah.
What would be a good, nice, like starter drone, like the quality and not too expensive? Just because I feel like a more expensive one would be for like someone that knows what they're doing already.
For drums in general, like just a
Like,
general good drum mic.
Filming drones, like filming.
Oh, filming drums.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as drum mics go, there's a kick drum mic, which like if in order like you can put a SM58 on a kick drum and you can try to make it sound good, but you might want to get a specific one for that. But all the other drums, the snare drum,
No. Drones.
I thought you said drums.
No, drones.
Oh, I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No,
Man,
I don't.
I'm trying to find somebody. I was asking everybody in class yesterday because we were all on Zoom. I'm like, does any of y'all know? Because I looked online. There's like thousands of different ones, and they're all different pricing.
Drones?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you're using a drone for filming, just get the new GoPro one. Like,
Bro?
dude, there's stuff like every single year they come out with something better and better. Like there
I
are
didn't know GoPro did a drone.
Yeah. I mean, there are better ones, but the amount of research that you'd have to put in and also the price bracket, the GoPro is going to probably be your best bet because it looks great. Like their new like 4K or like 6K version on a drone looks awesome.
What?
Yeah, you wouldn't really need much of anything else after that. Like not for a while at least.
That's what's up.
They're expensive though. They're like 1,200, maybe 1,900. They're pretty expensive, but they work amazing.
Dang. So I would probably have to buy it separate, the GoPro and the drone.
They come together. You can get a package with them together.
And then it's the same. You can take the GoPro off and use it a different way too.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's my bet, dude. Good luck.
And you can set it to just.
You did know something, bro. You said I don't know nothing about drones. You know something. You just.
I know a little bit about a lot of things. I don't know. I don't know a lot about a bunch of things, but yeah, and you can set that thing to follow you. So like if you're on your board, it'll just follow you. Straight
up, like I can film myself.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You just put me on game, bro.
Yeah. They it's a pretty sweet thing. It's a pretty sweet. My buddy got one. That's the only reason I know about him. My buddy got one for filming music videos. But With drones, you have to have a certain license to be able to use the footage anywhere.
Bro?
Yeah. It's not that expensive, but it's a pain in the ass to get.
I did hear about the license because there's a lot of zoning in Los Angeles, as you probably imagine.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. So if you post it, you can get in trouble?
I mean, technically, no.
Oh, because it's GoPro. They got it controlled, huh?
Yeah, but so like if you post it, you probably won't get in trouble. But if you post it and you monetize on it, you probably will.
Wow.
It's where the money comes in. Like it's the same thing as having like a fishing license.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you can go fishing and do like and throw it back, but if you end up getting caught with like a bunch of fish and you don't have a fishing license after fishing, like you're in trouble. It's that kind of deal.
And it doesn't matter what program you edit it on, huh? They'll know it's from. They'll know.
They'll contact you. Like if you get like a video that goes viral, like a dope ass skate video that goes super viral, and then they'll like look into your stuff and figure it out. I don't know how they do it, but I know it's a thing. Like it's kind of a big deal. Like me and my buddy have been starting a film company, so like we're doing commercials and we're doing what's it called, music videos and stuff, and we looked into getting a drone for it, and we were just like, nah, we're not going to deal with that yet, just because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I was wanting to look into it and get that license because this chick I went on a date with, man, she worked at Vice, bro, and she had to hire a drone to film some, like, because she worked in the sports part of Vice. They paid that man $4,000 that day just to fly one shot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, for real?
Yeah, but that's all part of it. So like if you that's why you get the license. That's why you do the, you know what I mean? Like you get all that stuff and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as being like a dude that just runs focus on a movie shoot. Like I forget what they're called, but like the guy that just focuses. Yeah, like he had to go to school forever. Yeah.
First
like
assistant camera.
Yeah, he had to go to school for that shit. You know what I mean? Like so people don't want everyone to be able to do everything. It sucks. So they make rules.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Yeah, we've been talking a while.
Editing this mug.
Yeah. We've been talking a while, and I actually have to get going.
I'm surprised. Has it been 40 minutes? I thought I only had 40 minutes before you get kicked off of here.
Oh no, you can talk on here forever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I was in another Zoom meeting like a month ago, and we had to go because we ran out of time. I didn't know what that was about.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I actually have to get going. I didn't know we were going to be on this long. It was pretty sweet.
It was dope chopping it up with you, man.
Yeah, man. Hit me up anytime. Anytime you want to do this or anything, just hit me up.
All right, cool, man.
All right, have a good one.
All right, thanks, bro.
Yep, see ya.
Peace.
All right, guys, that was Pat. Good guy, awesome dude. Super fun talking to him, just catching up. And like there are parts where I know that were like they were kind of like dead air or kind of just weird because it felt like we weren't on a show. And that the thing is, I just really wanted to talk to him after that many years. So if there are times where you're like, what the fuck, who cares what they're talking about? Well, dude, you know what? Hey, turn it off. Okay. But anyway, it's time for the 5 Facts Smackdown.
5 Facts Smackdown. I guess we're getting smart now.
All right, it's time for the 5 Facts Smackdown. 5 random facts from the internet, checked, double checked, and triple checked by the young JP, Josh Poplinski, and delivered by me, your host. First fact for the 5 Facts Smackdown. Ever wonder which movie dropped the most F-bombs of all time? Don't you worry, I got you covered. The 2014 film SwearNet holds the title with the F word being used 935 times, which is the Guinness Book of World Records. The movie itself is awful, but a fun random fact nonetheless. Now, the young JP, maybe he didn't. He might not have, but if I know him, he looked it up, you know, which is fun. And then he probably watched a little bit of it and was like, "This is awful," because that's what he sounds like. "This is awful. Who taught you how to map?" The fact number 2 for the 5 Facts Smackdown. I'm going to watch that. Fact number 2 for the 5 Facts Smackdown. The Queen of England is the only person in the world that does not require a passport to travel anywhere in the world. Traveling without a passport isn't only law isn't the only law Queen Elizabeth is exempt from, because all British licenses are also issued in her name. The Queen has no need for the one in order. The Queen has no need for one in order to legally drive. Oh, a license. She doesn't need a license. I'm having a hard time reading simply because certain things are in caps and some aren't, and it was distracting me. According to Time, and doesn't need a license plate on her vehicle. So she doesn't need a driver's license or a license plate, and she can just drive around because she's the Queen of England. Okay, hey, you know what?
Not doing it.
You're not that special. You're just a lady. You're just a lady who with the land. You know what I mean? That's like, I don't even understand that. And I'm not saying just a lady in like a sexist way, because ladies are dope. I'm saying you're just a lady. You know what I mean? You're just another person, okay, that happens to be a lady. So don't get on my nuts about that stuff. All right. Fact number 3 for the 5 Fact Smackdown is the longest fact I've ever read in my life. Let's see if I can get through it without stammering. In September 2011, the state of Texas abolished all special last meal requests after condemned prisoner Lawrence Russell Brew requested a huge last meal and did not eat any of it, saying he was not hungry. The meal consisted of 2 chicken fried steaks, a triple meat bacon cheeseburger, 3 fajitas, a meat lover's pizza, a pint of ice cream with peanut butter fudge. Executive Director of the Texas Department of Justice, Brad Livingston, was quoted saying, "Enough is enough. It is extremely inappropriate to give a person sentenced to death such a privilege. It's a privilege the perpetrator did not give to their victims, since then many states followed suit." I'd be pissed because I've seen it in every movie, and if I was on death row, which would only be for something I didn't do, by the way, because I've never done something bad enough to get the death penalty or even close, and I never would. So I'd be in there. Wouldn't have even been me who did the thing, but I'd be on death row. I'd be like, I'm coming to terms with it. Fine. I'll die for it. Whatever. Let's, where's my final meal? And they'll be like, can't have one. And I'd be like,
not doing it.
That's me running away. I would dig a hole with a spoon. I'd murder everyone on my cell block and then I don't even know what that would. I'd just be so pissed, and because all I would want for my final meal is a giant pickle for sure, like one of those big ass pickles. I'd have my mom make tacos and bring them, and then I would have like a pound and a half of steak, like really good steak, and that would be it. Maybe some mashed taters. You ever have mashed taters and like they're chunky, but not the good kind of chunky? Like I like chunky taters, but also sometimes some people fuck it up real bad and it's not good. So that's probably what I would have though. Man, green beans are fire too. See, my shit would be like his. My last meal would be like his. I'd be like, man, for sure, all this stuff, Definitely not like Thanksgiving turkey. I'm not really a big fan of Thanksgiving turkey. Most of the time, it's really dry. Fact for the 5 Facts Smackdown: the youngest person to ever enlist in the U.S. Marines was Private First Class Dan Bullock. He joined the Marines in May of 1969 at the age of just 15 years old. He wanted to serve so bad that he altered his birth certificate. After being deployed to Vietnam, he was killed in action just 1 month later. Thank you for your service, young man. Okay, dude. I'm actually pretty good friends with somebody that's a Marine right now. But what the fuck, dude? What are you doing? And of course, okay, yeah, thank you for your service. And right on, dude. And that was super ballsy, but also you're 15. Now, if someone were to say, hey, the U.S. is going to war, but guess what? Plot twist, we have to lose it. Like if it's a if it were like a WWE like worldwide wrestling thing, but they'd be like, okay, we have to lose it because if we lose it, then I don't know, Turkey's going to come in, buy us real quick, and then everything's going to be gravy. Okay, I would be like, okay, they'd be all right. So who do we send? I'd be like 15-year-old boys. Send them because we'll definitely lose then. Have you ever, back when I was a 15-year-old boy, I had, my brain wasn't even real, dude. It was just a mushy thing that kind of just took in information and then spit out whatever could possibly, like, it made no sense, anything I ever did. The fact that I had a girlfriend when I was 15 blows my mind. Dude, being a 15-year-old boy, like, especially, dude, 15. So you're going to I don't know. He had no idea it was a bad idea. He was just trying to do a good thing. Badass. But if he got to the age of like 35, he'd be like, wow, that was a mistake. You know what I mean? I should have not have done that. Man, that's crazy though. 15 years old. Can you imagine? Could you imagine being in Vietnam at 15? It's crazy. Fact 5 for the 5 Facts Smackdown. The next and final fact is dedicated to Tekon in honor of his love for baseball. Okay.
Oops. Not doing. Stop it.
The young JP really knows how to piss me off. He really does. And he's so when I don't put out the podcast in a timely manner, of course, the young JP, being who he is like, where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? And I'm like, dude, I didn't even explain to him this week. I didn't even explain what happened this week. But the thing is, I had a rash on my eye, and now I have a cold, and then all this stuff in Kenosha, and now I'm finally back. Okay, JP? So the podcast is right here. It's right here. Who taught you how to map? The New York Yankees were the first baseball team to wear numbers on their backs. In the 1920s, they initially wore numbers based on their batting order. Babe Ruth always hit third, so he was number 3. Oh, well, that makes sense, dude. If you have numbers on your back for any other reason than going in order, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. That makes sense, dude. Baseball, I guess baseball was kind of cool for like a millisecond when they made that decision. And then they probably were like, I'm going to be number 3 forever. Like one dude was like, that's my lucky number now. And then they just kept doing it. And baseball fucking sucks. And baseball sucks so bad. Anyway, I don't want to piss off any of my baseball people. But I'm going to get off of here now because my cold is messing with me. I'm super hot. And you know what? That whole thing, the whole first half before the Patrick stuff, that kind of bummed me out. So now I'm going to go. But I'm going to be back next week. I'm going to do my very best to be back in a timely manner next week because I understand that you guys look for entertainment. We need entertainment in this time. And maybe just to listen to somebody talk about what's going on. And you can always leave comments, always send emails. And we can talk about it. And I'll read them on the show. If you have something to say, dude, I'll read it on the show. So thank you guys so much for listening. Stay cool. Stay kind. This was the What Are You Doing podcast.